Cater, let it come see it. Hands at me, I make it come treat it. Spin, make it come beat it. I want the new in the machine out. Jewelry be caught like the temperature zero. I'm the hardest, they call me the hero. Heavily, then they know what I be on. I'm the best, I'm the best.
It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And we'll see DeAndre Swift. He had a memorable performance last time out. A 5-touchdown game. It's the Lions and the Vikings on Sunday night.
And we find ourselves at the stadium that played host to Super Bowl 52, the wondrous U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. Tonight we've got a great Sunday night matchup between the Detroit Lions and the Minnesota Vikings. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks. Have come and gone. It's off to week 3, and we're underway on EA Sports. And no run back here, so they'll bring it out to the 25. So here's the Viking offense making their way out. And trotting out there leading them is their 4th-year quarterback.
And he's had good success here already this season throwing the football. 6 touchdown passes in his 2 games. He's really got this offense playing with a lot of confidence, trying to establish themselves early as a Super Bowl contender.
The drive starts with a completion left side, and they're able to get this one across the 35. 13 yards on the game's opening play.
And what a nice example there. The tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45. So the completion good for 7 there. And it'll be 2nd down. Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook. And this will be a Vikings first down as good running gets him to about the 44.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
They run again on first down, Cook. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. There are the numbers for Cook from a week ago. 19 carries, 61 yards, and a touchdown.
They're coming off of back-to-back wins, and I think a lot of credit belongs to this guy right here because, to me, he's not only carried his weight, he's carried a few other guys along as well. He's helped draw defensive attention away from not just him, but open things up for his teammates, too. So if this winning streak is going to continue to have some legs to it, he has to remain effective and put together another nice game.
Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete.
I don't care what game it is, everyone's always looking for an early advantage, an early break, and they almost had one there. That should have been an interception. Nice catch. Just couldn't get his feet down in bounds.
And offensively lucky to have that one back. And this is off target to the left. Didn't get there anyway. It's no good, and this will remain a scoreless game.
Partner doesn't seem like it, but that's a tough spot for a kicker. First drive of the game, and they're calling on him. He should be warmed up. He should be into the game, but sometimes it's almost like, oh, what, now already? Can't they put it in the end zone? What's going on here?
Yeah, he's probably saying if you can't get it in the end zone, can you give me a 30, 40-yard, a long one, and he can't connect.
This is going to be the matchup to watch out on the perimeter, and it won't be the last time these two go at it. Both of them believe they are the superior. In this case, the win goes to the defense.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. He's going to wind up and air it out. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
I usually hesitate when I say a guy's got world-class speed, but this guy might. So let's fire the starter's pistol. Let's let's go. If you've got him, you've got to try and use him. A lot of anticipation with the ball in the air, but no, incomplete.
Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on third.
That's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing fourth down.
And here now the punter Fox as he sends this one away. And great special teams work here. This is knocking on the door of the 5. They'll spot it at the 6-yard line.
Absolutely love the flexibility of these punters. Their leg drive, able to get it way up in the air, and that allows the punt team to get down there and down it inside the 10 because they've had some time.
The Vikings taking the field here for their second drive of the game. And they were in field goal range the last time out but couldn't connect.
And it's early in the game, so I don't think that the confidence just goes entirely out of, running your kicker back out there. But let's face it, some coaches have a little bit less patience for that than others. Let's see if they call the game differently now in terms of what they do on drives and not try and settle for field goals.
Well, this defense for the Lions, very strong last week as they helped their squad improve to 2-0 on the young season.
And the way they did it was by getting after the quarterback. Sacked him 7 times in that game. Came from all angles, created a lot of illusions, and especially just beat them man for man. That's the kind of defense that really frustrates an opponent.
First time that they called his number tonight, and it gets him a first down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it.
Davis fighting. He loses the football. And this is scooped up by the Lions. And into the end zone, a scoop and score on the fumble return for the Detroit touchdown. The pass receiver turned into a runner, then he turned into a fumbler, and it goes the other way for 6.
I love your description. Although for the offense, they're not too happy about it. But for the defense, what a big-time play for them. Never give up on anything. Sometimes you create your own points.
But the receiver, hard to fault him. He's just going for extra yard.
That's exactly what you're supposed to do, but you have to take care of the football.
Extra point up and good by Garibay. And it's now a 7-0 game. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. This offense back out and set to go for their next drive.
On the go!
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Well, it's caught on the right side at Smith. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's second and a yard from the 34. Now Cook running right. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Got an open man here, and it's K.J. Hamler. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
And complete right side to Cook. And not much happening there. He's taken down, but a late penalty flag in the backfield. This looks like a roughing call. Well, Charles, sometimes we talk about the lengths officials sometimes go to protect star quarterbacks, but that was tough to argue against.
Yeah, and I'm sure that everyone's going to say, hey, we're going to administer the penalty the same way for all quarterbacks. But when it's a star back there, even...
Second quarter now from Minnesota. It's the Vikings in possession of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. On play action, they'll throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on first down on the sack. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. They'll set up a throw. It's caught. Smith. And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on second down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now gives a much better opportunity to convert on third down.
And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up fourth down. So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3.
So that kick gives them their first points of the game, CD. And it comes on the third drive, but hopefully for them that's a spark that gets that offense going.
Yeah, and I would say if you're the offensive play caller, as you look at your sheet, you're trying to find that part on there that unlocks bigger points. They've struggled with a few drives so far, finally got 3 out of it. How do you find the end zone? That's what he's searching for now.
On the ground, it's Swift to start the drive.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
On the handoff, this is Swift.
After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Throwing middle, and it's complete.
And he is going to have the Lions first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And that's well executed there on third down, and I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
The Lions at 2-0 here to begin the season. They come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Now a quick slant as the throw's complete.
And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
Looking left sideline, it's complete. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
They run out of the gun with Swift.
And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up second down. It'll be a gain of 2, and speaking of 2s, it'll take us to the 2-minute warning. Here's 2nd and 8. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now third down. Out of the huddle now for play number 9 on this drive. This is third down and 8. Back to throw.
He's got his man, Thornton.
Touchdown.
Tyquan Thornton.
His 2nd touchdown on the season as his guys are able to extend their lead.
Extra point up and good by Garibay.
And that pushes the lead up to 11. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told.
And it was Tyquan Thornton who brought in the touchdown reception to cap things off.
Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away.
And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. With the football going back to the Vikings offense. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
First first down now, but that clock rolling. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And his throw here's incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. So now 3rd and 10, a big play to start the drive, but nothing since. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
Getting the football to Davis on an out route.
Just a gain of a couple there. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. The Vikings send out their punter, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. And Detroit getting set to go now.
It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. He's going to try and go deep again. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
The offense schemed going 5 wide, trying to create a chance for the big shot, and they took it. If he comes down with that one, that's a huge offensive swing. But credit the defense.
The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. Here comes the Lions punter now, as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Taken right around the 44. That'll be a 43-yard punt, but a net of just 33 following a 10-yard return. And the Vikings will be set up well as they take over in great field position. 1st and 10.
A 1st and 10 here, and you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a 1-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost.
Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. 2nd and 9 now. And he wisely will throw that one away. And the line to gain here is the 37 on 3rd down. They'll look to throw here. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
And that is no good. Oh, he missed it just wide of the upright, and they will remain 2 scores down as the difference holds at 11.
And now 2 problems as I see it. First, you missed the kick, which granted was a long one. But second, you set the other guys up with great field position and enough time to maybe get downfield and get a field goal attempt of their own.
He's going to get that to Swift underneath.
The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. Short completion, just 4 yards, and that'll bring up 2nd down. They'll look to throw. Steps away to his left. Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them.
And this is caught and in for the Lions touchdown.
Jamison Williams
in the final seconds of the first half. And the Lions will extend their lead here just before halftime.
Extra point up and good by Garibay. And the lead is up to 18 now. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And it was Jamison Williams wrapping things up with a touchdown. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. No reason to do anything foolish as they'll snap it one more time on first down. He'll take the knee in the final couple seconds. Will tick by in this first half. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. No break needed. Let's get back to it. Week 3, here we go with quarter 3. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3. The Lions in the lead, and they're going to get the football first as well as the second half is underway. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. So here are the Lions to take over. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10.
Let's have some fun. Let's get something going, man. This is your game, baby. Let's go do this thing. Ready, break.
They'll start this drive out on the ground to about the 23.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
He was tackled at the 27-yard line.
An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down. He'll look to throw. Got his man, it's Thornton. And this won't be enough. Stopped a yard short after a gain of 3. 4th down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line. But once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
And he is going to have the Lions first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. Defensively, a bit of a collapse, allowing the 4th down play to result in 23 yards. Well, this is the reigning NFC Offensive Player of the Week. Runs like that might get him another award.
Yeah, thunderbolt right out of the gate, huh? How about that? Hitting the defense hard early, and, of course, carrying the momentum from last week into this week's game.
A solid run on first down. Gain of 7. Leaves him with a 2nd and 3. From the gun, here's Swift. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on 3rd down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Calling a gain is 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Here's a handoff to Swift. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. Running is Swift. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 52 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Swift going to try up the middle. And a pickup of about 4 down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. DeAndre Swift drawing closer to Jerry Rice with career touchdown number 206. And the Lions take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Garibay on to attempt the point after. And they open the lead up now to 25 points. So that drive, 12 plays in length. And the capper that put it in the end zone, a run of 8 yards. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the second half. CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
They get 14 back, but it leads now to a third down. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. That one thrown away from the pocket. The officials kind of looking at each other, but they'll say there was a receiver in the area, so no penalty, just an incomplete pass. They'll run for it. Cook. And he won't get there. They stop him a few yards short of the line to gain. Dalvin Cook turned away on 4th down. And the Lions will get the football back in terrific field position. Here's Swift. And he's going to get this one down to the 30. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Once again, it's Swift.
Holding offense.
That's on the tackle, Penei Sewell. Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. They will run straight ahead with Swift. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down the game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
It's a pickup of 13, but they're still a bit short, and it'll be 4th down. They'll try it now with Swift. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. It's 1st and goal after they rip off a solid chunk of yardage in the ground game on a risky 4th down call. Now it's Swift. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. Now a carry for Swift. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. DeAndre Swift with career touchdown number 207, just one shy of Jerry Rice's all-time mark of 208. And the Lions are closing in on a third straight win as they widen the gap further here in the fourth quarter. Extra point up and good by Garibay.
And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25.
Minnesota's offense takes over possession. Their mini two-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive.
This one brought in by Jefferson.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first. They're going to look to throw. Got a man right side. It's McCaffrey. Only able to gain a couple there, and it's second down.
2 yards on the pickup. It's second and 8 at the 43-yard line.
They'll set up to throw. He's got Smith here. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They face a third down now as they try to find a late score. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. So out now come the Lions.
Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate, but we'll see what they decide to do as they come out with this one. But the way this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
That one looks like he'll throw here. He sets to fire deep. And this is going to be intercepted.
Picked off by Deshaun Elliott. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football.
Now they get a fourth quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. Throwing here to start the drive as they connect left side.
And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds.
And now it appears that the referee's been buzzed, and we'll get a review, and this being inside. So the officials and the folks in New York got a second look at this one, and the call is going to be overturned.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Going to throw deep for the end zone. And oh, it'll be intercepted.
Tariq Woolen picks it. And the Lions are going to take over at their own 13-yard line. But with this advantage, this defense knew that passes were coming, and they stayed in position, Charles, and picked one off here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, what a way to cap things off, Bob, because I think this is part of the game within the game. They see the scoreboard, they see what they can accomplish, and they went for it.
112 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's going on.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
They'll run here with Swift. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. Call it a gain of 3, but not enough to move the sticks. It'll be third and about a foot or two. So now with 6 seconds remaining, we get a timeout on the field. They'll try and run here with Swift. So this one's over. It's a win for the Detroit Lions, and it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just